Hello, my beautiful listeners, and welcome to my podcast, Soulful Growth to Success. And today we have our beautiful guest, Surinder Brar, and she is a spiritual coach, and you have met her before. And I would like to introduce her again to you. She is a spiritual coach, Akashic record reader, a card reader, Reiki master. So I cannot wait for this episode and to have some insightful information on meditation, and we'll go more deep into spirituality. So, welcome, Surinder, to my podcast. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Prabhleen, and thank you. This is my second time coming to your
The listeners just loved you. I had to call you back.
So I'm grateful that you give me this another opportunity to speak about my passion.
Yeah. So last time we went deep into what do you do, what is your career, and all of that. And today we're going to talk about meditation. So my first question to you is, what role has spirituality played in your life?
Spirituality has played a transformational force in my life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know who I am without that, without spirituality. For me, spirituality is about connection, connecting to something greater than myself, to nature, to others, and also the deep wisdom within me.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And spirituality is not something that is outside of us. We are spiritual beings experiencing human life.
Yeah.
So spirituality is not something we acquired. It's not something outside of us. It's part of us. It's who we are. It's the human life that we need to experience that it gets in the way. But
Yeah.
spirituality is our
just
birthright.
being.
We
Yeah.
are spiritual
Yes.
beings.
Yes. Yeah, like right now in the modern world, especially, back home, like it is, like you said, within you. Like nothing is outside. We are walking down the streets and we're hearing these hymns, and it's come so natural to us. And when we move here in this Western world, and now we named it the spirituality, which is just an outside word, and everybody now wants to follow it because now it's cool. Before it was not cool, so nobody was talking about it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So what are the rituals that you do like every day to feel grounded? And last time we talked about being grounded, we'll go more into that later. But yeah, like what do you do?
So like we talked about last time, I do barefoot walking. That's a must for me because what happened is that we connect when we're walking barefoot on the ground. We're connecting to the heartbeat of the earth. Just like us, just like you, me, we all have our own heartbeats and earth has its own. So what happened is that we start mimicking the heartbeat of the earth and we kind of ground ourselves, calm down. But other than that, I do a lot of things, honestly. But let's say I do meditation every day.
Yeah.
That's a must. I do chanting every day. I also light a candle or diya on my altar, and I pray.
Okay.
Okay, that's something. Oh, and yoga.
Yeah.
Yoga is, and I don't. I know that in Western countries, yoga is looked upon as a exercise tool, but actually, yoga is not an exercise tool. Yoga is so much more than yoga. It's so much more than exercise, and I will suggest who is interested in yoga to kind of read this book called Yoga Sutra. No, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra.
Okay.
Okay, and it describes 8 limbs of yoga,
Okay.
and
Interesting.
like the thing is that people the part that Western countries puts emphasis on, which is the exercise part, and that's only one limb, and it's one limb of 8 part, and even that they only talk about is the sitting posture. One asana only, sitting posture. All other posture are to prepare you for that posture.
Oh,
So, because when we meditate, we sit cross-legged, and that is not easy to sit for hours and hours, right?
Yes.
So you need to be flexible and be able to have that strength to be able to sit for a long time. So all other postures are training you for this one posture.
Oh wow!
Which is the sitting posture where you can then either meditate or breath work or chant or any praying, all comes from that one posture.
Wow.
So so yoga is something I do regularly every day, and that's my daily routine. But then I also have that I do something weekly, that is cold plunge.
Cold plunge, yes.
I love cold plunge.
Yes.
And second thing I do is fasting.
Yeah. All of these play, such a big role in somebody's life, especially entrepreneurs and especially successful people. When you can discipline, I think that's what it teaches you, is the power to discipline and master your own emotions. And today, actually, I was listening to the book, this the documentary, actually, The Secret, right? And then in that also it says is like how to master your thoughts. So it's like, okay, I am the master of my thoughts. The first thing they express in that documentary is to meditate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, like this is the essence of it. Like this is what it is like to like you say, being grounded or in like inner, like connected with yourself. And then you can have anything you want. Like nothing is impossible, right? So I'm so glad that we touch base on this. And so, what kind of meditations are there? Because right now, okay, we know, okay, there's breath work. There is, that we anybody who doesn't know a lot about meditation, they know about like breath work. But what other kinds are there? Would you go more deeper into?
So let me tell you one thing first. Meditation. Meditation is to meditation helps you to come to this point that you are not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, you're not your physical body either. You are something greater than all of this. So that's number one. Like that's the essence of meditation, is as you keep practicing more and more, and that's where you come that you are not your emotions, you're not your thoughts, you're not your physical body, then you're able to discipline. Yeah. And as far as you saying how many types of meditation, let me tell you. So I've been meditating for 6 years now. My life has become a meditation.
Yes.
Okay. So anything can be meditation. What does meditation means? It means your physical being, your emotional being, your mental being, and your spiritual being are aligned and present at the same time. That is what meditation is.
Present,
Okay.
in the moment.
And so let's talk about meditation. How many type of meditation? There are. So my background is nursing, like you know.
Yes.
So I'm gonna talk about from a nursing perspective. So people who have depression and they take depression pill, there's 30 plus medication, depression medication. Which one works for which person is trial.
Yes.
And just like that, meditation, there's so many types. There's walking meditation, which is called Bagua.
Right.
There is standing meditation. People stand and they meditate. And there's breath work.
Yes.
There's chanting. Okay. There's walking.
Yeah.
So, like I said, to me, my life had become meditation. So when I cook, I'm meditating.
Yeah.
When I go for walk, I'm meditating. When I do my artwork, it's meditation. When I do my writing, it's a meditation. So
Exactly.
bringing all of your energy, all of your bodies in one place, aligned. and that is meditation. So you can make anything into
Anything in
meditation.
meditation. Yeah. What would you suggest somebody who's starting in looking into this realm, and what would be the easiest way for them
To
to
meditate.
meditate?
Mm.
Yeah, to start.
So I tell all my clients this one meditation. The reason is I know everybody's so busy,
Yes.
right? So I don't like to get take ask them to take any time out because
Yeah.
we're all busy. So but we eat, right? We eat
Yes.
3 times a day,
Mhm.
right? And that's not something we're gonna avoid. We're gonna eat
Yeah.
anyways. So this is called an eating meditation.
Mhm.
And so what you do is you have turn off TV, phone, laptop, nothing.
Okay.
in it.
All the devices.
And you best way is to sit on the floor,
Okay.
have a little table on the side, and you sit
Like
on
the Japanese
Japanese,
use.
and even
Yes.
us.
Yes. We used to always sit down. In the langar, we
yeah.
always sit down.
Right?
Yeah.
So you grounded,
Yeah.
right? And secondly, when you cross your leg, you are blocking the blood to go down.
Okay.
Okay, so blood stays on this place. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're eating, so just focus on the taste of the food, how it tastes, how does it feel in your mouth, how do you like the taste, is it bitter, is it sour? You just bring your whole being to eating. And I'm going to tell you the benefit of this. You got to meditate.
Yeah.
Secondly, people who have problem with losing weight,
Yeah.
I tell you, you're not going to eat more than your body requires because you're so in there, right?
Right.
You as soon as you know it's going to be enough, you're going to be stopped eating, right?
Yeah.
And food tastes better
Yeah.
and it digests better
Right.
because you're not in 4 different places. And the food, the energy of the food, you're changing the energy of the food because now you're respecting the food.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it digests better.
Yes.
So it's like in one sitting, and you're not even taking any time out. You were going to eat anyways.
Yeah.
But to get rid of the distraction.
Yeah.
And be in the moment and enjoy the food.
That's an excellent point because right now I think it's in every household. We watch TV or we watch our phone or Netflix or whatever, and we eat. Whenever it's eating time, I feel like it's like going to watch a device and like okay, eating like unintentionally just putting food in your mouth. Yeah, yeah.
Right? We eat more than we need to, actually.
Exactly. We also bring your snacks and extra things, and now we need sugar after your food, because our insulin has gone up, so we need sugar. So that's just amazing. That's a completely different perspective. I'll definitely, be doing it from now on.
Yeah. You will be amazed of the outcome because now I do that.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I enjoy eating meditation because it tastes good too.
Yeah. And you also do Akashic record reading. Like, how does that work?
So Akashic record so when our soul was created.
Okay.
From that point to forever, because we're going to go on forever, our soul is. So all our lifetime journey is in there. It's all the record of whether you were a mosquito or whether you were a human or whether you were an alien. It's all in that. In that record. Right. And I'm able to tap into that space and able to read for my client and for myself and able to see their pattern, that what they carried over, which sometimes people are stuck in one problem over and over again, and you're thinking, why is always this problem? It's something you brought from previous life and here. So once we kind of see the pattern, we can change the pattern in that Akashic. And Akash word means ether, space. So this record is in the space, like space not in like the space out there, but space. It's all there, and it's just your own ability to able to tap into and heal from
Wow.
them.
Okay. So you read that and what do you tell them to like how does it benefits them after reading the record?
We are able to clear the pattern.
Okay.
Say someone is keep on repeating the same mistake and
Yes.
they're like, why didn't I learn my lesson?
Yeah.
So usually there's two things.
Okay.
Either you haven't learned your lesson.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're not paying attention. You just
Right.
moving through it again and again, just without awareness. So that
Yes.
will be number one.
Yes.
Becoming aware of that will help you too. But if
Yes.
that doesn't help, that means it's
There's
deeper.
some more.
It's deeper. So you then get someone or you can learn yourself too, but of course it takes time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they can go into your Akashic record and see what pattern is going on, or sometimes it's you have done this shit.
Yeah.
Whatever is happening to you
Yeah.
to someone else.
To someone else. Yeah.
Right? So now you're paying it back. So it's a debt. So, but you can go into a Akashic record and kind of heal and clear. And
yeah, and then there is this one question that's I've been longing to ask is about like other people's negative energy. Like how do you protect yourself from somebody who's jealous or envy of you? Like how do you protect yourself? Like what is your like
okay, so number one thing, that's their energy.
Yeah.
But if you can vibrate higher,
Right.
this is not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So you let them be, okay? But we have protections.
Yes.
Good record is a protection. Crystals are protection. Of course, you can also visualize in your meditation that you have a bubble around you.
Right.
Like a white light bubble that is
Yes.
protecting you. But my number one suggestion is just to bring your vibration high.
Yes.
So what, and also, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
People gossiping about you, people
Yes.
jealous about you, all these things, they're actually clearing your karma. So let them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, when I learned this thing about that when people are gossiping about you or they're jealous, all these things, they're actually clearing your karma, and I was like, please go ahead, do it.
Go ahead, do it.
Yeah. But you don't go and say go ahead, do it. You don't even interact. You just keep working on your energy and bring it into higher vibration.
Exactly, like you said, bringing ourselves into higher vibration. How we do that is through meditation, is through visualization. So that is the point, right? Like when you want yourself to feel good, to have that good energy and to always keep feeling good and be in a state of gratitude, that's when anything that's around you, it's not affecting you because you have created a bubble, around yourself, which is protecting you.
Yeah.
So that is exactly. And then how do you visualize? Like, how do you what would you suggest somebody to visualize? Like visualize 3 times a day, once a day. Like, what is your Yeah.
So I'm a little, don't want to use the word lazy, but there's a shortcut. Okay, so the shortcut is you gotta, whatever you want to do, let's say you wanted to work on your protection.
Okay.
And that you set up a day and you really give your 100% in that day, and you sit and you visualize a big bubble and you sort of do the meditation and set that, and then you say, from now on, this is permanent. Yeah. Like you set, because you're so powerful. You can set intention.
Yes.
So I do whatever I do it once, but then I said, okay, I say to my guides, from now on, this is it. So but that one time, you have to do it with your 100%. It's not like something you think you can do half-ass and then you think this is going to work and you set it. No, you have to be fully present. Like I said, your physical, mental, spiritual, emotional being all at the same time,
Right.
saying, this is what I want. You can call your guides. We all have guides, by the way.
Yes.
I don't know if you're aware, like we are
Yes.
all born with group of guides
Yeah.
behind us who's
Yeah.
guiding us.
Who's guiding us through.
Right? It could be your ancestors, it could be other guides, it could be angels. So you can call up on your guides and say, this is what we're doing today, and we're gonna set, like say this room, you want to protect this room. You sit, you meditate, you call up on your guides, and then you say, okay, from now on, this is what we're gonna do, and it's set.
Yes.
And then it's set.
Yes, it's set. Exactly. I think being intentional about it. I think anything you do in life, and also being intentional and aware of your guides. And I feel like when you do not listen to them, and that's where the blockage is happening, and it also tends to show up in your physical being, like we talked about, right? Like anxiety, depression, ulcers, cancer. It's like all of these diseases, where do they come from? Because we don't have clarity, we're not aware, we're not being intentional of our guides or of our purpose in life.
The number one guide is your body.
Yeah.
Number one guide is your body. So the body will first whisper. Okay? You don't listen. Then it goes a little bit higher. The pain starts. You still don't listen. And then it goes higher until it gets cancer. Now you're going to listen, right?
Yeah.
Right? So all these things, it's body's way of communicating, you are not in a right place. Okay?
Yeah.
And one of the wonderful, really good book that I read is Dying to Be Me.
Okay.
And she this I forgot her name right now, but she had cancer.
Yeah.
And how she healed from that cancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she talks about this, and she say that it was me who was not listening to my body.
Right.
And my body keep on telling me this is not how, sometimes that your career is not where you should be, because that's not where you made a contract with God. We are co-creators, right? So we create together. So before we come here, you and I already signed up with each other that we're going to meet at this age, and this is what we're going to do together. You choose your parents, you choose your siblings. Why do you? So then all these things you are aware, but when you're not doing what you made a plan, God will keep changing, God, universe, whatever you want to, just creator, you want to say, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a GPS, and every time you are supposed to go here, so every time you detour, it will start to redirect you again from the same, right? Like for me, from being a nurse, and now I'm a spiritual coach. So it has to happen. I had
you there.
Like the thing is, I continue doing nursing even though I used to have allergy reaction on my face. My face will blow up. I have went to emergency for that, but I still continue to go until I fell and had a concussion.
Yeah.
I had to stop. So that was when concussion happened. I said, I knew this was gonna. I said I know why it happened, because I wasn't listening.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So all these things is when it gets bigger, louder until you listen.
And I remember you mentioning it once, that the universe keeps teaching you lesson unless you've reached that, you've learned the lesson, right?
It keeps repeating until you learn, and then you can move forward to your next lesson. Isn't that beautiful? Now that I know, I always think, okay, what am I not learning? Like being aware. Meditation brings self-awareness.
Yes.
And as far and also, it's not necessarily that spirituality, if you tap into spirituality or meditation, that nothing in the world, nothing gonna harm you, nothing gonna happen. No, life is gonna happen. But now you are capable, you are stronger, you're able to say, you're able to look at a bigger picture.
Yes.
Right? That life is happening for me.
Yeah.
not to me.
Yes.
Then it's a different thing. So every
Yes.
time it's everything, like for me, if something negative happened, I say, okay, it's happening for me. What do I need to learn from this? Why is this happening? So being self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like in astrology, like we say, okay, the planets are working and it's supposed to be supposedly a bad time. But even if it's a bad time, if you're aware that this time is going to pass,
Yes.
this is temporary,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here forever.
Uh-huh.
It makes it easier
Yeah.
rather than when you are not aware, you're being a victim. Why is this happening to me? Why does this happen to me all the time? And that's what you're attracting. You're attracting more and more negative energy towards you, and you're making the situation even worse. So back to our topic, to meditate. So do meditation and increase your vibration and be aware and self-aware, and take advantage of these things that already has been given to us. It's already exists. There's nothing that is outside of us, so it already exists. We just be able to tap into ourselves. Yeah.
And I find meditation have brought calmness in my head. It used to be chatter all the time. Now it's like,
Yes, just being present.
yeah.
Yeah.
And even, there's also, we have these programs. We're made up of programs.
Yeah.
And there are programs that keep running.
Mhm.
So trauma is one of the programs. If something
Yes.
happened to you at when you were 5 years old,
Right.
if you don't heal from that, if you don't work on that, it's keep playing behind the scene, and you don't realize because you're not self-aware.
Yes.
So when you start to meditate, you start to notice certain patterns that are happening behind it. For example, one of my pattern was like, my mom gave this pattern to me.
Yeah.
She worries constantly. She
Yeah.
worries all the time, right? And I didn't realize that I have picked up that program, and it constantly run behind the scene and not even realizing that it does. And now that I became more aware, and then I said, oh, that's why there was chatter all the time. So I had to say, okay, stop. Take a pause. And say, this program is not mine.
Yes.
Most of the time that the programs that are running, they're not yours.
Yeah.
They're either your ancestors, okay? Because especially for us Punjabi, we have a lot of ancestral wounds. Like one wound is that we constantly fighting.
Yeah.
Sikhs have been fighting for
ages.
So that's one thing.
Yeah.
That we carry. And the other thing is the difference between the men and women. Big, especially in India, there's a big difference. So we carry those programs, and they're playing behind the scene until you become aware and say, you know what, that's not mine, this is not mine. It's almost like you're doing a spring cleaning of yourself, and you look into them and say, this is number one, you say this is not mine, or and then say if these are yours, and say this is not working, I don't want that. You can clear, you can delete, it's you. Yeah. You have the power. This is your body, your life, your choices.
Exactly. And I like you said, mentioned your mother, and I think every child, even me, and when I see the patterns in other families, and also like scientifically, your soul, like you pick so many things from your mom. It's like either you know it or you're not. Either you say it, you're not your mom, but yes, you are like your mom. Right? Yeah. So to know that and to be aware of that I could change it, even your relationship to money. Yeah. It's the patterns that you picked up, because everything is energy.
And even that pattern could be from your parents. And yes, I remember my parents saying, money doesn't grow from the tree. Right. But money can grow on the tree. It depends on how you look at it, right? So it's and also these patterns are not something we learn by looking. They go subconsciously. It starts from when you were in your mom's stomach. If your mom was depressed, you highly will be depressed.
I know it worries a lot.
If you have anxiety, likely the baby will pick it up, right? So that's the reason they say during pregnancy, be happy, think good thoughts, put deities pictures in front of you. That's the reason, because you want this baby not to be affected by your thoughts and emotions.
Yeah, that's amazing. So it has been just an amazing conversation. I don't want to stop this episode. I just want to keep it running, but we are over time. So thank you, listeners, for listening on our topic about meditation today. And thank you, Surinder, for coming in and elaborating and enlightening us on this topic. And would you like to share your social media where people can connect and find even more information?
So I am on Facebook and Instagram, and it is Beyond Horizon Healing. And I actually put in a lot of things in there. So there's a lot of teaching about meditation, about what I do. I love cold plunges, so there's a lot about cold plunges. So it was beautiful. It was amazing to be here, Prabhleen, and like last time, our conversation was great.
Was great and was going viral. So I'm hoping this time too. Yeah. Thank you, Surinder, for coming in. Yes.